Hello, and welcome to another video. This particular topic, this particular post is on rape culture, and it's based on a Medium column that I wrote. I'm trying to include some visual information, at least at the front of the video. I'm not in a place where I can gather the energy to get dressed up right now and get makeup on and try and look decent, so the photo that you see on screen right now is a shot from a couple of months ago. I did manage to go out the other day and look fairly decent with makeup on, but it takes a lot of effort. I'm pretty drained. The various health conditions I have are taking everything out of me, and pain at a pretty constant high level is taking its toll. But I at least wanted to prove there's someone here on this end. There's an actual person. So this is me on a good day. And sorry for wiggling around. Here's a shot of my post on Medium. And this was posted in January of this year. And it seems timely, so I wanted to share it in a different format, and on the off chance it might be of some relevance or of some value to perhaps a few viewers. My posting name there is Joanne Dragonheart, and the title of this post is "The Cold Shadow That Chills: Rape Culture and Cognitive Dissonance." There's this great photo from Wikimedia Commons, which is taken in the 1960s. It's taken in Washington, D.C., as you can probably tell from the shadow. That is taken from the top of the Washington Monument, looking down on assembled humanity. I believe the notation says it's protesters. In particular, in the shot, in another part of the shot, you can see cars that are from the era. And the large shadow in the shot is the shadow of the Washington Monument itself, and it's quite phallic. And it just seemed fitting for a discussion of rape culture, and a metaphor for the influence that this stuff has on our society. So I'm going to move this out of the way and put this down. The screen's going to go black, so you can just listen. I need to use my phone to read the actual content here. This was written as a response to another writer, Alex Saney, who had a post entitled, "I spent a couple of hours yesterday, etc., etc., on dealing with rape culture." So I said, "Alex Saney, you offer a great example of this," I believe meaning rape culture, "dealing with someone who is so wholly ignorant or decidedly dismissive of how deep this runs, how pervasive this shit is exasperating and exhausting. Like a large looming shadow, it touches everything. There are those who swear there is no shadow, since we can still see sunlight, after all. No problem here, nothing to see. Quit your bitchin'. They are so immersed in the patriarchal mythology that they truly cannot see the cold darkness, like the shadow of a (phallic) skyscraper as it touches, chills, and darkens. Information about the true nature of this shadow threatens the very foundation of the perceived reality of the patriarch's fanboys or fangirls, and thus they reject it, due to their own cognitive dissonance. The idea of letting in the truth is so painful that they reject it subconsciously without much conscious thought. Meanwhile, we who experience victimization are reeling from cognitive dissonance, but of a very different sort. We are fully aware of this cold darkness, this phallic shadow that robs us of direct sunlight and its warmth. And as we dare speak of it, we are treated like pariahs. What's wrong with us, we are asked? How dare we speak and behave as if we were entitled to sunlight anyway? as we stand shivering in this unspeakable shadow, hoping the bruises heal quickly. We know the psychic damage runs so much deeper than our physical wounds. Being gaslit by the fabric of society, by rape culture writ large, makes us question our sanity, even when we know the truth of what is happening to us. Rape culture affects both men and women. I ache with every woman and man who has endured sexual abuse or domestic violence. It is not always a man assaulting a woman. I have the dubious honor of having been sexually abused and assaulted by both genders. Oh, happy, happy, joy, joy, where's my goddamn parade and trip to Disneyland? Sexual assault by Sal, a man I'd been dating in the 1980s, left me battered and broken. It went on for almost 8 hours until he finally passed out, and I crawled silently away to safety, shaking so badly I dared not stand. I still don't know how I made it down the stairs to my car. As for reporting the crime, I didn't bother. Sal's father was an Arabian ambassador, so diplomatic immunity and power plays were going to make prosecution nearly impossible, especially combined with the legal and societal victim bashing that had already begun even in the late 1980s. Bruises from my scalp to my toes. I wore long-sleeved turtlenecks for a month to cover them. The bleeding stopped a bit sooner than that, but the bastard gave me chlamydia too. Not HIV, though, thank goodness. I was raped by a former female partner, Cheryl, in 2007. It was pity sex offered by me, and it had gone terribly wrong in her jealous frenzy. It took time for the internal tearing to heal. Not as long as the month-long process after the physical and sexual assault by Sal, but still. In January of 2013, I was viciously attacked by my much stronger and larger estranged lesbian spouse, Leslie, a longtime softball pitcher. I'd already ejected her from my home and life in 2011, but I'd stupidly responded to her call for help, her pledge to drink herself to death with tequila on New Year's Day. I'd already saved her life from an Ambien overdose 9 months before. Doctors during that 3-day hospital stay verified she wouldn't have lived if not for my direct intervention and dragging her to the ER. It had been a close one. No good deed goes unpunished, as the saying goes. In 2013, Leslie lashed out in blind rage in a Walmart parking lot. Raw, unprovoked violence. She slammed her full, large palm against my chest so hard, using her full upper body strength, that she dislocated 2 ribs and she permanently damaged my spine at L5-S1. I will never walk nor breathe the same way again. Chronic agonizing pain just makes that a matter-of-fact observation. The police and prosecutor would not file charges, despite abundant video evidence and a parking lot full of people as witnesses. Why? I can only speculate. It may have something to do with my ex being part of the old boy network and wannabe cop buddy circle up in her county. Rape is about power, not sex. Rape culture empowers those in power, usually men in our patriarchy, to batter, rape, and terrorize those who are seen as weaker. So while it often plays out across gender lines, it doesn't always. Sexual assault, rape, and domestic violence are LGBTQ problems too, simply because they are human problems. Sending my love to all who are suffering. I ache with you. Namaste.